Well, this little gem is probably something you've seen before when you were leafing through Brownells or some other place like that, and you read that it was a throat erosion gauge, but you said, okay, what's a throat erosion gauge? If I don't know what it is, I probably don't need it. See, now that's where you're wrong. If you don't know what it is, that's probably why you do need it, at least if you're a tool guy. All right. This is from Brownells. This is $33. This one is for the 223. They also make them for 308, and I'm not sure about the others, but at least it's in 308. They make several of them. Now, this is for 223, but you can also use it really in any centerfire 22. And what is this for? Well, you notice these little lines that are cut across here? This gauge is not designed for you to stick it in any 22 caliber centerfire and go, whoa, man, that throat's way too deep. And that's not how it works. You take a fresh barrel, a new gun that you have, and you take it and you slide it in like this, and you come up even with the face of the breech there, which is almost always square, and better be square. Uh, and then peering directly across there, you'll see one of these marks. So mark that with a magic marker. And then you go in your little book where you keep records of all these things like that. And you note the date, you note the gun, and you note the depth and number of rings that it was when the gun was new. Now, this is only useful for guys that are shooting their ARs like in competition, something like that, who may run 10, 15, 20,000 rounds through them. Or maybe guys that are shooting 220 Swifts or something like that, where throat erosion is a big problem. This will help you. You check them like every 1,000 rounds and see how much they're going down, and that'll tell you at some point that the throat, you're losing accuracy, the velocity is changing, namely accuracy. So then what you do is you notice that you have come down now 2 of these marks, and now you go, well, I'm going to have to set that barrel back a quarter of an inch and run the chamber reamer in there again just to get it in there to give myself a fresh throat. So that's what they're for. And that's how they work. And now you know.
Well, I got to tell you, I didn't know what a throat erosion gauge looked like. I knew what its purpose would be, and I certainly didn't know how to use it. And I'm happy that Jack showed us because it's not as complicated as I thought it would be. Thanks, Jack. Next up, we're going to do that SHOT Show interview that Jack did with Pacific Tool and Gauge. And we're going to look at their new headspace gauges. And boy, do they make using and identifying a headspace gauge much easier. Check it out. We're here in the Pacific Tool and Gauge booth, and better known to most people as PT&G. And I'm talking with Jason and Fred Zeglin, who you all know, told me about an extension gauge, an AR extension gauge, essentially a headspace gauge that they've been producing. I didn't know it, but apparently it's been a couple of years. Jason, how you doing? Tell me a little bit about these gauges.
I have an AR extension gauge here. It's knurled on this end, easy to grab a hold of. I have a spline here, which will go into your AR extension. I've got color-coded, greens for go.
That's really cool because you can see it when you pick it up. You don't have to grab it and change your glasses to get down to look at it.
That is right.
Okay.
My vision's not as good as it used to be. And
geez, mine's is wonderful.
and with poor lighting conditions, it's really hard to see.
Right.
So we go with the green for go. We also have red for no go.
Okay. And how do we use that now?
You stick this inside your chamber.
Or into the extension, anyway,
into the extension. Yeah. You should be able to turn it with the go.
Okay. And you don't need any feel on the go gauge. As long as it rotates, you're good.
As long as it rotates, you're good.
Okay.
If it's a little tight, still no problem. As long as it will turn, you're still good.
Sounds good to me. Now, do the extensions come separately? Can you buy them and sell it separately? How does that work?
You can buy them separately. So if you have a handful and they're worn out, you can just go ahead and buy another gauge. without the handle,
Right.
and just thread your old handle back on there.
Okay. And the price point on these direct from you guys is
$99.
so pretty close to 100, right?
Yes.
Now we've got AR-10 gauges in our hands, and my question was, is there a difference in the spline length or a location on the Armalite guns or the DPMS pattern guns? And you told me,
I do believe they are exactly the same.
okay, but the Remingtons are different.
Remington Bushmasters are different.
Okay, and these come in the AR-10 pattern and obviously 308 or 7.62, 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yes.
Anything else?
AR-15s.
No, but I mean like 243, 260.
Oh, yes. Everything.
Okay, so basically all of the standard gauges that will fit those. And these are available for AR-15s as well?
Yes, sir.
And all of the standard AR-15 platform cartridges?
Correct.
I think you guys are on top of this. I can't understand how I missed it as long as I did, but wow, that's
They haven't
terrific.
been out that long, so.
Yeah. Well, Jason, thank you very much. We appreciate taking the time.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.